Mm. Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So, question tonight: will Finn leave Steffy over Sheila's death on the Bone Beautiful? I hope I actually spelled that right. If I didn't, then I'll just sit there and correct it. But that is the question of the night. Because honestly, tell you the truth, every time Steffi kept sitting there saying that I did it in defense, I didn't do it on purpose. She came at me. It was me or her. He keeps sitting there saying, "You killed my mother." And I know people are going to sit there and say, "Well, technically, Leah's is my." In this moment, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, it's very complex, right? And I talk about that all the time. People are very complex creatures. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into all that. We're going to get into General Hospital. We're going to get into Bold and Beautiful, Young and the Restless, Stage of Our Lives. And she did hit the like button. Let's sit there and do a quick roll call. And again, as you're coming in, hit the like button. Ron, I'm glad to be here as well. I'm glad you're here, Ron. I missed everyone. Laura B is in the chat. How are you doing tonight? Let's sit there and make sure that the sound and everything is good. Put back on music. Oh, okay. We got a new person in here from Instagram. Um, Shaniqua? I hope I pronounced your name right. Yeah, no, thank you, Lobby. My day was good. I didn't want to rush things last night, so and I knew I had more time to do it tonight than yesterday, so it was like, it's just a lot easier to do it today than it was that they're trying to rush it yesterday. When I'm with y'all, I want to sit there and take my time and have a good time. So, Black Minds in the chat, Queen of the South, how are you doing tonight? It's always a blessing to see the Queen. Okay, we can turn this. Ron says, I did enjoy the mother son moment between Teresa and Tate. Glad she got through to him. All right, see, I'm glad that you enjoyed that because, see, my reaction, I was pissed. Okay, he came so hard at Brady because he thought that Brady ignored him. And it turned out it was Teresa's doing. But instead of him sitting there getting upset with Teresa, just like he did with Brady, he just like, "Oh, I love you, mom," and this, that, and the third. Like, get the F out of here. You guys sit there and ask how the Queen is doing. So it's a blessing to see you. Cherry Ice Cream in the chat. How are you doing tonight? That annoyed me. I'm like, yo, you. Lobby says I was so snowed today. I live in Con, so there was breaking news about. Oh, so let me guess, you can really watch General Hospital? I hate when they do that. See, that's one of the very unfortunate things about still watching soap operas on TV is when you got to sit there and deal. Yeah, exactly. When you got to sit there and deal with annoying ass interruptions, and for me, it's even worse because I got to sit there and try to get my, you know, I want to sit there and try to watch it as soon as possible. This way I can sit there and do my live stream. So like that messes me up. So like, oh, you missed a big part of Young and the Restless. Okay. Ron says I was pissed at Patch. Like, what the f was he entertaining Constantine? I'm like, dude, yeah, I don't, yeah, Ron. See, this is where I can agree with you because I'm like, you just had the same ass conversation with Constantine. Constantine didn't sit there and see John shoot your daughter. Steve didn't sit there and see John shoot your daughter, and he said that. So why are we sitting there having the same ass conversation over and over and over again? What are we doing at this point? This is so dumb. He keeps saying, "I'm gonna get my revenge because you killed my daughter." I'm like, "Did you see that?" No, but I knew it was you. It's the last person standing. Okay, but you didn't see it though. And yeah, Young and Restless, we're gonna get into that too, Laura B. We're gonna get into that too, because there was things I liked about Young and Restless, and then there was things I really did not care for. Just to put it mildly, I really didn't care for it. I am so sick and tired of Phyllis and Christine and Danny and this stupid love triangle. I understand that they were a hot couple back when my grandparents were watching it, okay? And people have sat there and said to me, "Hey, listen, if you didn't watch it from back then you're not going to understand." I don't care, okay? The only thing I see is annoying, desperate Phyllis and Danny, who is just being way too nice and playing along with Phyllis. And like, Phyllis has feelings for you. Why the hell are you agreeing to sit there and go to dinner with her for? She, ugh, I can't. Even with Christine and Nina Webster, which by the way is a stupid last name. Um, he constantly say what he wants. He ain't gonna do ish. It's time for someone to deport his ass back to Green. Oh, Ron. So, Ron, how do you feel about me? How do you feel about me canceling Passions? How do you feel about that, Ron? Jonathan, what's good, my guy? How do you feel about me canceling Passions? Are you still mad at me because I got Passions canceled, Ron? Big Nate, what's good? What's good, my guy? What do you think of Ball and the Beautiful? That's my whole thing with Danny. I'm like, you damn right, Jonathan. Oh, it's gonna be a glorious day, my friend. It's gonna be a glorious day. I knew Harrison was gonna turn on him so effing selfish. Well, honestly, to tell you the truth, Ron, he's just dumb. I'm like, you are in the middle of the hospital. You're in the middle of the hospital, and you are wearing like scrubs and everything. People know who you are, and you're not even trying to be blending in or anything like that. You're literally standing out there like a sore thumb. What do you think is going to wind up happening? Johnson says it look like Dante will find him first. Oh, it should be interesting. I'm saying. I'm like, what are you doing? People know who you are. Which, by the way, if you saw my Days of Our Lives review, you understand just how stupid I think this whole thing is. The marriage is supposed to be this powerful family, and yet you got this guy that is controlling Stefan, telling him to be an assassin. Bro, you have money, you have connections. You can't hire some people on the inside to sit there and try to protect Gabby for a little bit. Like, what are we doing at this point? Yeah, Jonathan, you know me. Jason's my guy, so I'm definitely looking forward towards that. Uncle Jason, expect no substitutions. Yes. Um, and we're gonna get Dex back, so that should really be interesting. We're gonna get Dex back, so that should be interesting. About what is Officer Goldman's endgame and why she go to the hospital and try to take someone out. Yeah, that was really stupid of her. I don't think that she knows what her endgame is. Um, I think she's being blackmailed by Clyde like everyone else, but it was a really stupid thing to do. And then she runs out the place, because she was going to shoot Harris, but the nurse came in. I don't know why, Jonathan, but when you said substitution, it made me think about that movie in the early 90s called The Substitute Teacher. I don't know if anyone remember that movie, but and now we're gonna sit there and see how Dex is gonna be able to stand out. Well, I mean, GH, here's the thing, GH is actually really starting to get good. Duan was good. What do you think about the Steffi and Finn stuff? Johnson says that Eric is going to have his session with Marlene on Wednesday. It will get intense. Yep. You know, it should be interesting. I haven't made one. I haven't made a decision either way about. He wasn't feeling General Hospital yesterday. I don't even know what happened yesterday. I took notes, but there was some stuff I did with it yesterday. Justin, Jason is back Monday to team up with Sonny and Ava. You think he's going to team up, or you think he's the one that's behind all this stuff? It's a good question. I just know that he can't get past it. He can't get past what Steffi's doing. Steffi keeps it the same multiple times. I did in self defense. I did in self defense. I didn't have a choice. And yes, she did do it in self defense. Your crazy ass mom actually broke into your place. But right now, all he can sit there and see is the blood that is on the floor, and he just can't get past it. Justin says, "Who knows exactly?" Ron said, "This is complex between Steffi and Finn." Yes, it is. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely too early to tell, Lorby. People are speculating. Well, people are speculating with Everett though too. I don't think that you watch Days of Our Lives, but people are starting to say that he's lying, that he's a scumbag, and he's deceitful. And I'm like, it didn't even actually come out. Holy Jesus! Ron says Phoenix did a video on Is Sheila Really Gone? And he said that the writers are trying to trick the viewers because of ratings. This is not Sheila. That is her friend Sugar lookalike. Oh, hell no. Well, they do something like that. You know what? Here's the thing. It would make sense in this weird, stupid way, okay? Because Sheila just lunged at her. No, no plan, no nothing. It's almost like she tried to get herself killed. Moby says, no, I didn't watch Days, but I heard what you and others are saying. Justin says, I'm referring to Jason teaming up with Sonny. No, I know what you're talking about. Oh, referring to, who knows? Jason's back Monday team up with Sonny and Ava. No, I know what you said. Yeah, no, I got what you're saying. But, okay. I don't know. I mean, like I said, Justin, I don't. People are making saying he's brainwashed. She's coming after Sonny, so it's like it's very hard to tell if he's going to be teaming up with them or if he's going to be, um, you know, coming to save them. John says, but Finn expect this. But did Finn expect Sonny to let her? Yeah, exactly. No, and that's the thing, Juwan. Yeah, no, that's what I meant, Justin. Doppel doppelganger. Okay. What? The one and only Nathaniel Gray's in the chat. It's funny too, because somebody was like that asking. I think that happened was asking about you. She was like, "Does Does Nathaniel come in the chat every now and then? It's like, yeah, he shows up, he shows love and support and stuff. I hope you've been good. Things are getting crazy on GH. So it's definitely heating up. Let everyone say what's up, Nathaniel, one and only. Or one of my subscribers. I don't know her, but one of my subscribers like, hey, does Nathaniel still come in? The guy who plays me. So I was like, hey, he still shows up and says what's up, still comes through. Exactly. Yes. I hope life has been good for you, though. Hope life has been good with you, Mr. Gray. But then I said, can't forget y'all. Well, seriously, no. We appreciate that. Life is good. I'm glad to hear that. He has too much brain damage. And our writers change stuff, but the brain damage is such a huge part. Yeah, I'm very curious. Very, very curious. Well, life is good, though. I'm glad to hear that. And that question is for you. Johnson says, Nathaniel, are we ever going to find out who killed your cousin Austin? And he doesn't, yeah, he doesn't even know. I was in the hospital. Mr. Bear, what happened to Luna, RJ, and Poppy and Sterling? Are they going to bring him back? They're going to bring him back, Mr. Bear. And I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you again. Doppelganger that her friend Sugar, not Sheila, that got stabbed. Okay. I think I'm hoping, yeah, I was going to sit there and say, I'm hoping he means his character was in the hospital. Dolly was good. How are you doing tonight? It's good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, I go away for a day and I feel like, yeah, I was, that's what I figured. I figured that. But I just want to double check them. Kyrie is the one and only evil doesn't die. Sheila just as much alive as Mason. What's good, Kyrie's? Kyrie's, you doing your live stream tonight? I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. CJ Love was good. And Nathaniel says hi to Kyrie's. Nathaniel, Kyrie's actually does his own live streams too. Yeah. He does his own live stream, so I think at some point he would like you to be on his live stream whenever you have some time. Pop through Kyrie's live stream and show him some love. Boy, if I knew, I would have popped in. Kyrie's, you doing a live stream tonight, right? Let the chat know if you're doing a live stream tonight. Nathaniel says, of course, I would show off my boy. That's what's up. Joey says, actually feel kind of bad for Finn. Yeah. B&B offered Sheila months after GH got offered Ryan Chamber. Harry says, no live stream tonight, be one tomorrow night for sure, as I'm having enough. Oh, nice. Krista, it's been a few weeks. I want to say hi. It's so good to see you, Krista. Thank you for joining. Ambassador Sam was good. Nathaniel says nothing better than to show up and support the OG Mason haters. The Mason hater. He just didn't like you coming after his Abram. And Rihanna, how are you doing tonight? And yes, Krista, it's really good to see you. Been going too long. Missed you. I find Scotty and Dagger animosity towards Sunny Hollow. Krista says, Ron says, what did you think when Chief Bigger questioned Stephen Rich being an a-hole, but he said he's going to be back with more questions. Ron, I think that Steffi should get a lawyer. I don't understand why she didn't get a lawyer. Brooke is like, oh, it's going to make you look guilty. No, it's going to make you look guilty if you're saying something because you're saying something out of pocket because you're in a fragile state emotionally. Like, that literally made no sense. Sebastian says hello and all is well. Glad they hit on my friend. Billy says Paul is going to get no support from his bed hopping wife. Steffi is going to use this as a reason to hop into Spencer's bed. Damn. Ariana says, thank you for reaching GH for reacting to GH every day. I appreciate you. But thank you, Ariana, for watching the channel. That supports me. And you being a member supports me. So your presence supports me. So thank you. And you know I gotta sit there and talk about GH. It's my show, for better or worse. Krista says Scotty didn't even learn Karen existed until after everything was sunny. Karen Jagger and Karen's childhood abuser was exposed and dealt with, and Jagger cheated on her, ending their relationship. Hmm. And Duan says Team something who I have no idea. The beautiful, lovely Queen Jess is in the chat. How you doing tonight, Lady J? Hope you're well. Mr. Bear says, what happened to the guy that accused Thomas? I think he's supposed to be coming back soon, Mr. Bear. That's what one of my subscribers said. Billy says, I hope Steffi gets Justin from Days as a lawyer so we yeah, exactly, John. That's what I was like, yo, didn't um why didn't he should have went there. It literally made no sense. You know, Ron, I asked him that question last time he was here, so I'm pretty sure he's going to say the same answer. But I'll highlight your comment. Lobby says, I think Steam is a. Oh, thank you, Lobby. Thank you. Carter probably. He should. Honestly, tell you, Chief, he should have been there the first time. Brooke was like, no, it's going to make her look guilty. I'm like, Brooke, just stop. Okay, good, Ron. That's what I thought. Krista says my mom is moving and I'm the only one helping her pack, driving an hour back and forth. Days, oof. I understand that. I understand that. Ah, but you being a good daughter though, Krista. You being a good daughter. You know, my whole thing is like, well, I know you talk about how she's evil and everything. I just find her so damn desperate and annoying. It's like I've never seen a more desperate woman in my entire life. But I've also never care. I also never gave so little care about characters in my entire life in the situation. DC, the one and only. How are you doing, my friend? I think Nathaniel's still in the chat also. But how have you been though? How's life for you, DC? That's what I want to know. Ross says, of Carter's Laura, that is a conflict of interest. How? How is that a conflict of interest, Ron? I need to know. Mr. Bear says, those boots Sheila had on when she went to Steffi's home. DC says, good, getting ready for my Mexican trip. Oh, nice. DC is living it up. Krista says Sunny didn't kill Karen or cause her death. She was hit by a car and had long overcome her issues of the past before her death. She even found love again. Oh, wait. All right, so I gotta. Okay, thank you, Krista, because I gotta understand it. So Karen was the same character that was on Port Charles. So how did she die then? Fred says, "Hey everyone, I think Steffy will leave Finn for not supporting her. Finn and Hope will be the new couple." Let's everyone say what's up to Francis. Just says, "I hope Finn doesn't leave Steffy." Time will tell. I mean, honestly, tell you the truth. Let me ask you a question, Jess. If something like that happened, and your husband had to sit there and kill your mom, could you forgive that? She said, "Poor Charles and Jace didn't always cross over as they should have." Yes. Yeah, I was wondering about that, Lobby. So that's my question. So how did Karen die then? Uh, those damn Logans. I had to do it once, for old time's sake. Carries. Lobby says she died on Port Charles hit by a car. Oh wow. Hmm. But if it's Sheila, then that's another question. Okay, I got you. I got you, Jess. Johnson says Scotty and Jagger are just taking their anger out on Sonny because they need someone to hate. Yes. It's been a hot minute, Lobby. I almost kind of forgot. And our comments for you, Jess. Yeah, it's been a hot minute, Lobby. I almost actually forgot the I missed it too, Lobby. I felt like I was a little rusty. I felt like I was a little rusty. So I want to make sure I still had a Lobby. Mr. Bear says didn't know how Stephanie didn't know how Sheila broke in. I believe Steffi saw her and let that slide door open. Wow. Okay, Mr. Bear. I thought they at least had feelings for each other on. Crystal says the fact is Scotty was a non-existent father, not entirely his fault, and Jagger was a terrible husband and brother to Stone. Another reason for Jagger's resentment. Yeah, because that's what Sonny was just sitting there saying. Sonny was like, "Yo, you didn't even have time for your brother when he needed you the most. Where were you?" Now, granted, I still think that was an out-of-pocket comment, but Duan says Finn is crying to get shot again. Yeah, but he can't. Okay, my whole thing is he can't let that go though. Like in that moment, his mom's blood is still on the floor. Yeah, I can agree with that, Courage. Yes, I can agree with that. He's definitely ODing. He is definitely ODing. But like his mom's blood is still on the floor. And that's the thing. He like from a logical standpoint, he's grateful that Steffi's alive. He understood why she did what she did. Um, but it's just one of those things where it's like he just can't, you know what I'm saying? Like he can't get past it. Johnson says, What do you think Lee will have to say when Fan talks to her? I think Lee would act like her usual bitchy self, to be honest. Her usual non-emotional self. Ron says, Albert, I am tired of seeing Constantine. Someone please have him deported ASAP back to Greece. Exactly, Laura B. Emotions aren't logic. Hey, Ron, how would you feel if I got Days of Our Lives canceled? Would you be okay with that, Ron, if I got Days of Our Lives canceled? You think I should do that? Christopher Jagger left town in 1994 and Stone was diagnosed around 1995, dying just before Christmas. Jagger only returned to connect with Stone after Damn. And I know that's something that he probably regrets, and he's going to regret that for the rest of his life. And to be honest, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Of course you are, Duan. Of course, you're team lead. Of course, you're team lead, Duan. But I'm not going to knock it. That's just I don't. Mm-mm. I don't do boss checks. Billy says, "Well, what days do?" Nothing. Just Billy, you know how I am. You're not gonna be very mean and spiteful and petty. Just as not gonna lie, Loki is getting what? Oh, that's what's up, Kyrie. I'm glad. It's good for you. It's awesome. Yeah, I did, Jonathan. At this point, I'm like, either kill Paulina off or just find this chick a new heart, which I think they're gonna kill Clyde personally. Just as not gonna lie, Finn is low key getting on my nerves. Why? Why is Finn getting on your nerves, Jess? Ron says, Albert, you won't dare if you and Mr. Alar harass. Whoa. What? Ron, you got to break that comment. You got to break that down for me, my guy. Oh, I heard. Yes, Chris. I heard he was gonna be in a new show. Ron said that I won't dare. Ron, do you understand how mean and petty and vindictive I am? Exactly. I, I just gotta sit there and look at that and be like, okay, Ron. But first, he also said I wouldn't dare. Francis says I think Paulina will get Harris's heart when he gets shot. Hmm. Last minute, okay. Curry says Nina's a good woman. I'm tired of Drew and all his slanderous lies. He belongs in jail. I can agree with that. I can agree with about that. Ron says if my mom shot me, I wouldn't be around that. Like I have an abusive dad. I don't talk to him. No, okay. Well, one, I'm sorry that you actually had to ever deal with that, Duan. Um, always says I feel like they might kill Wendy for pulling his heart. Hmm, I'll be okay with that. I actually really don't. I don't really. I really don't like either. Krista says I'm happy for both Elizabeth stable and safe from Jason. He needs a woman with no children. Britta would have been perfect. Yeah, Britta would have been perfect, except for she died saving Jocelyn's dumbass. Yeah. She died saving Jocelyn's dumbass. Because stupid decided to walk around with no bodyguard during a person walking around being a serial killer. Johnson says both Danny and Jake had an interesting scene today just before their father returned. Yeah, that dude was caught vaping. Yeah, Lord B. Just say, here you go again with that BS. No, Jess, here I go again with the truth. And the truth hurts, Jess, but guess what? I gotta be the one to say it since you clearly won't. Um, Ron says, but you won't want days canceled, but you and Keisha are responsible for passions being canceled because it's well, thank you. Thank you, Ron. I'm very proud of my work. I am very proud of me getting passions canceled. So I'm just saying, Ron, you say the word, and I will have days canceled like that. I will Thanos that. Billy says while being married to Steffi and her constant nagging, I could see Finn enjoying the peace and quiet after being shot and just says what truth, that's not the truth. You know what? We're not even going. We're not just the thing is, here's the thing about that. I'm right and you're wrong. And you're just gonna have to sit there and eventually catch up to that fact. How about we talk about Josh yesterday? Krista says, how are you responsible for passions? Um Krista, I have a lot of influence, and when I decide I want to be spiteful and petty, I just get things canceled. Johnson says no passion. No, no, Jonathan. Passions got canceled because I'm a very petty and spiteful person. That's what happened, Jonathan. I got passions canceled. And if Ron decides to do something I don't like, I may wind up getting days canceled. Just said Heather killed her. That's kind of sad that she let an old lady get her. Well, it's kind of sad that Jocelyn didn't think about actually having a bodyguard when there was a bunch of killings going on because she was so mad at Sonny that she decided to send her bodyguard away like a dumbass. Johnson says we are all to blame for passions getting canceled. Come on, Jonathan. Can you just at least give me my credit? This isn't anyone else's fault. This is my fault. Okay, I want to own that. I'm very proud. Very proud. I didn't actually have one bite of this. Queen Becky D. Oil, the all powerful, all mighty Albert, so great he can single handedly get entire. Yeah, Becky D. I just have power like that. Just said it doesn't matter because Dex showed up and Britt still got hurt. Johnson says I have to own my part as well. Okay. All right, Jonathan. I accept that. Ron says don't tell Nikisa that it says she is responsible for passing getting cancer. That's fine, Ron. I'll take the brunt of it. Well, thank you, Becky D. I appreciate that. You know me, just being super petty and spiteful. Oh, Jess, what did you think of Jocelyn leading Sonny's enemies right to Dex's place? Because you know that could happen too. DC says he's also responsible for Life to Live getting cancer as well. That's true. I decide not to support it. Thank you for bringing that up, DC. Um, Speaking of that, how's your whole thing with Marshall going? You still like Marshall? DC? Marshall still that G? Krista says, "Are you responsible for Santa Barbara, another war?" And yes, I am. Krista, that's all me. I don't think that people understand just how petty I can actually be. Laura B says, "Oh no, not one like to live again." Yeah, it's true, Laura B. DC says Marsha and I, and along with his red suit, are going great. You are invited to the wedding. That's so cute. You got a little grandpa fetish. That's what's up. I'm not knocking it. Lisa says, "What do you think about B&B getting renewed for one more season?" Um, Kind of sucks now because it's actually good. Any amazing, gorgeous cat ladies in the chat? DT says, Dolly says, Abby, did you get Guiding Light canceled? No, I can't take responsibility for that one. DT says, Albert claimed he was more like a Live fan, but he only watched the last 15 minutes to be on. Nice, DC, nice. Ron says, Albert, I hope Nikisha is listening to the chat and hearing that I blamed her for Passion being canceled due to Tabitha. Well, I hope not too, Ron. But don't worry, you can blame me though. You can blame me. Krista says, interesting, only 1 year for being like 4 year for Y&R. Yeah, Krista, how do you feel about that? How does the chat feel about that? So B&B is gonna get renewed for 1 more year, and Y&R is gonna renew for 4 years. Well, here's the thing, DC. It can still get renewed. That's the thing. The show can still get renewed. Ooh, I never heard of those shows, Becky G. I can't even take credit for that. J Blue. So, what are people thoughts on whether Jason would appear towards the end of Monday's episode or at the beginning? Towards the end. That's my whole thing. Catley says, so what did GH get? Good question. DC says, but I feel that saying something right that they're that they only get 1 year and B&B got 4. No, I'm saying though, like, how do you feel about that though? Krista says it means B&B is in trouble and will be the sacrifice lamb because it only needs something to fill it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true, Krista. Kyrie's they're trying to tell Brad Bell to take a walk. The show would be much better if the Logan's fetish finally got him canceled. Not a fan of Logan's. Jay Blue says ABCA have announced something about GH. Oh yeah, they was giving a lot of praise. I do remember that. I do remember that. They said they something about giving them a lot of praise. That they got some good stuff in store for the future. Ron says, Albert, ask everyone in the chat what is their opinion on Brad Bell saying that he doesn't care what audience says, what audience thinks and says about the writing for the show. It's a good question. Those damn Logans, it's the worst. It's up and down now because she's hot. Johnson says when Tate is finally clear and Nicole learns that EJ knew about the trafficking beforehand. Yes. Well, here's the thing. Yes, that's very true. Even though Tate pissed me off today. Tate pissed me off today. I'm like, you had all that smoke for Brady, but you had none for Teresa when you found out the truth. Krista says GH never gets a formal public renewal. I had to do it for Ariana. I had to do it for Ariana. And Brady will rage at EJ. I think Brady should be a little bit upset with his son. I know that's not going to happen, but it would be nice. I'm like, you now know the reason why your dad couldn't see you was because of your mom. But you don't have that same energy for your mom you wouldn't even. Oh my lord. I had to. I didn't think I had it in me the first time, but I felt like I was a little rusty. But and Rihanna, you know anything for you though. Probably the deputy mayor, Jonathan, whoever the deputy mayor is, I imagine. Um, I think we're still dealing with the scab writers too. Yeah, Ron. Here's the thing. He's definitely being he's definitely being a dick. Oh no. I think that dude is done, Jonathan. I think that dude is done. Um, it's weird, Jonathan, because I felt like they wanted to go somewhere with that story and they just stopped it. Like they literally abruptly stopped it too. 'Cause I felt like they wanted to go there and it was like, whoa, I don't know if this is a good idea. And we don't hear about him. They don't talk about him. We don't see him. Krista says ABC released a statement that they are deeply committed to GH and it is a show that they are very proud of. Yes, thank you, Krista. Yeah, that's exactly what they said. Thank you. I knew it was some sort of PR thing that they did. Kyrie says Brady is a four and nothing more. I know you're upset. Just accept that's a fact. All right, Kyrie, if you say so. Francis says not a fan of that. Not a fan of the actress who plays Teresa now. I like yes, Francis. Yes, yes, thank Francis. I've been saying this for a hot minute. Ever since that she took over the role, I don't care about any scenes that she's in. They all are just flat for me. It just doesn't work, and we're stuck with this actress playing Teresa, and that's the worst part too, because it's like I want to at least enjoy it. I feel like this seems to be so much better if it wasn't played by this actress. But exactly, Jonathan. Teresa is Gwen Reese now. Yes. Lisa says, "Where was ABC when AMC and Wanted to Live was on the chopping block? They're trying to save their money." Yeah, I agree with that, Francis. I mean, yes, Francis, I agree with that. Honestly, tell you the truth, I'm like, can we just get Gwen back at this point? I'd rather just have Gwen back at this point than this Teresa nonsense. Like I said, it's so crazy, Lisa. Um, because I met Susan Lucci before, and so it was a little kind of weird seeing her come to the store, come into my job, and like, hey, your show got canceled. I'm so sorry to hear that. Johnson says nothing that ABC replaced MC with Lassie. Yes. What do you replace it with the Chew? Lisa says maybe Y&R should help B&B both so who created by William Bell. Yes, I agree. Hey, uh, DC says, and where was Albert when What Live was on a chopping block? That's right. He wasn't watching, and that's why it got canceled. That's true. You still mad about that whole grandpa fetish, huh? Come on, bro. Just admit it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Krista says, I know it's a lot of discussion on why our boys and fans are very disillusioned with the show. In fact, many are praising GH as a superior show. Many are considering making a switch to GH. Wow. It's so weird, Krista, because I'm actually liking Y&R right now. I'm actually genuinely liking Y&R right now. I don't like the fact that, again, Claire sounds like she's a 10-year-old. I don't understand why they're not there playing. DC says, why gotta be a fetish? Because it is. Just a hater is all. Just admit it. You wish you could be as cool as Marshall with that red suit. Well, that red suit was very dashing. I'm not gonna lie about that. But I just wish you would just accept it. Cherry ice cream is always noodle time. It is always noodle time, no matter what time it is. Francis says, why can't they not go after soaps and cancel the view? Yeah, I agree with that, Francis. Of course, DC. The suit is dashing. I mean, you still have a grandpa fetish, but that's entirely different. Johnson says the Chewy replaced AMC and last 6 years. The replacement only lasted 6 months. God damn. Ooh, and Jess is like, I'm glad we haven't seen Marshall. I see somebody doesn't miss Hat Daddy. Ron says, Albert, if you were at the fan event when fans booed and called Cindy Wacho's names because of her character, would you have said, what would you have said to the fans? Um, I would have said, y'all people are nuts and y'all need to get outside and touch some grass. And I would have sat there and said, y'all make the real fans look bad. And of course, I would have had to kick some ass and take some names because, DC says now, see, I didn't have a fetish when it was Mac or Rock. No, DC. Here's the thing. Mac looks younger. Maybe he just looks more better looking than Marshall. Maybe it's both. Mac looks younger than what you call it. I'm just I'm just saying. I gotta keep it real, Francis. I gotta keep it real. But yeah, no, Mac looks younger than Marshall. Krista says Y&R is too business oriented for me. Yeah, they always. See, the thing is, Krista, I feel like Y&R, the whole business stuff, it really more appeals to the. Well, Y&R has always tried to appeal to the more older crowd, and the whole business thing that doesn't like we don't really care about. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it, Krista. No, and Cat Lady said the same thing. Justin said, "Did you hear that James Gunn has changed the name of Superman Legacy to just Superman?" No, I didn't hear that. I just, the thing is, Jonathan, people are sitting there blaming him for the reason Superman Lois got canceled. And the truth of the matter is, that show would have only lasted maybe about 2 more years anyway. So I don't understand why people are coming at James Gunn like that. Like, he didn't get the show canceled. CW is just a terrible network. And DC says, but the problem is the older crowd from Y&R is dying out, no pun intended. God damn, DC. I mean, he's not entirely wrong, but oh yeah, absolutely, Lord B. No, I hope the same for him. See, DC, if I say something like that, that's in line. If you say something like that, that's just kind of odd. Francis, yes, all about the Newmans and Jabot, Chancellor Winters, but what the hell do they do? Yeah, I think for me, sometimes it comes down to the characters. Because you're right. But also like I also like the change in pace though too. DC says I'm on the Thomas Forrester ish tonight. Okay. I respect that. Ron says I bet, and don't forget to tell these people that it's not Nina you're going after. Oh, I definitely will, Ron. You know me, Ron. I have no problem telling my opinion. Yeah, Krista, it's pretty much all business now. Well, I wouldn't sit there and say it's all business. That every other soap on that everybody on soaps had no visible means of support. Nobody used to have a job but live in mansions. Okay. All right. Have a good night, Kyrie. I look forward to your live stream tomorrow. By the way, if everything goes well, I'll be live streaming um tomorrow in the afternoon. I'm gonna try to do 12 o'clock. I'm gonna try to do 12 o'clock. Um Now Becky says I think the whole business thing happened in the late '60s, early '70s because everybody complained that everyone on soaps had no visible means of support, but nobody used to have a job but lived in mansions. Hmm. Now Johnson says, I bet when Xander learns that he's Victor's son and takes over Titan, he will use his power to go to war over the Damaras. Yes. Just said, why didn't you do a live stream yesterday? I had to wake up super early and I didn't want to rush stuff. And plus, by the time I started reviewing General Hospital at 7 o'clock, and I just knew I didn't want to rush through my review. So I was like, you know what? Let me just do the review, and then I'll just do a live stream at on Saturday. But yeah, I didn't want to rush stuff. I didn't want to rush the reviews. So Krista, Crystal, how you doing tonight? But yeah, I just didn't want to rush stuff yesterday. Becky said, dang, like Albert isn't allowed a day off. A Walking Dead. Well, no, here's the thing. I love doing it. But like if I don't get stuff done at a certain time, it throws everything off balance. Ooh, and Jess says no, unless it's a good. I love it. See, this is why I rock. This is why I rock. This is why I rock with Jess. She ain't joking. She being dead ass serious too. And technically, I shouldn't even be laughing about that because she's practically sitting there telling me like, I like this song. There we go. Ariana says, you know what's best for you. Well, I mean, apparently Jess knows what's best for me, so apparently Jess knows what's best for me. No, I just, I had a lot to say on the General Hospital review, and I was like, I didn't want to rush it. And I could have did it on my tablet, but that just would have took way too long. So I was like, I'll just come in on Saturday. We'll sit there and chop it up in the afternoon, and then we'll chop it up again at night. Ron says Phoenix says that Days of Our Lives is still his favorite, but it's not doing good because of the temporary rains. Yeah, I. What? Jess says I'm like Ridge. He's the only one making sense to me. God damn, Jess. I'm like, Jess, you my girl, but it's like you stay on the wrong team. How is that possible? Is it because you're a Scorpion? Is that why? Jay Blue says surprisingly John York was born in Chicago and then moved to California when he was young. I really thought he was Australian. Just says why was wrong. You just I don't get you sometimes, Jess. Ron says, I bet those people are bored and talk nasty towards you and tell you to mind your effing business if you defend. Oh, Ron, I would love that confrontation. Jess, okay, why don't you tell me why is Ridge making sense? Happy Friday, Tracy Steves. Why don't you tell me why Ridge is making sense, Jess? And Ron says, Jess, I disagree. Ridge is an effing bully. See, Jess, even Ron backs me up on that. Krista says no police, no doctors, or anything else beyond that except Jordan, Claire, Nikki, the character's assassination of Ashley, and numerous bed hopping, no real life or hmm. Happy night, Ambassador Sam. It was great to see you. Hope I get to see you tomorrow. Yes, I was thinking the same thing, Francis. He seems like he's expendable. Just says about Finn because Finn is acting like Sheila and him were so close. All right, thank you, Ambassador Sam. And have a good night. Have a good night, Jay Bloom. You know, okay, Jess, you're not entirely wrong. You're not. Part of me really want to argue that shit, but I'm like, she's not entirely wrong. But the thing about Finn is that it's a very complex situation because yes, they weren't that close. But if you know what I'm saying, you see your mom's blood on the floor, and you saw that she was genuinely trying to live a good life. She wasn't bothering them. Steffi came to her, assaulted her, got her off the rails, right? If Steffi didn't come to her place, this wouldn't have happened. So I can totally understand why he can't sit there and just accept that. Lorby says also Steph knows about Jordan. Yes, Nikki figured it out when Steph was talking about her in the bar. Just said yes, it's complicated, but he should be glad his wife and safe. Oh no, no. Well, yes, he did say that. He did sit there and say, like, yeah, I am glad. Um, he did sit there and say, he said, I'm glad that you're safe. I didn't want anything to happen to you. That's what makes it so complex. That's what makes it so complicated. Have a nice Francis. It was good to see you. Thank you for joining tonight. Appreciate your time. You have a good weekend also. That's why I say it's a very complex situation because like logically he realizes that like, yo, listen, I didn't want anything to happen to you and the kids. Just as I don't know, I get how he's feeling, but part of me is like, okay, you dragging it. They just need some space, I guess. And they're gonna get some space when Hope and Finn get it on in the bed. They're gonna get a lot of space. He actually sat there and called his mother an animal, like right in front of him. And Finn was like, yo, that animal is my mom. Like, are you kidding me? Like, how callous can you be? I get that he's happy that his daughter is safe and everything, but I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. He's still in the room. I'm so glad you actually watch B&B now. Just says where's the lie? Love it's called tack. It's called tack. And yeah, on some level I understand what he's saying, but I'm like, he's still in the room. Yeah, that animal is dead. You gotta act like this man is just like not not right behind you. Francis says one last thing. What are your thoughts on Finn touching Sheila's blood and getting in on his hand? Strange. I actually like that scene. But it also did seem like it may be tapping into his dark side, you know? I did feel like him doing that was like kind of tapping into his dark side, you know? They share the same blood and stuff, so if Finn goes off the rails, I'm gonna be here for it because just a couple of different reasons. Oh, damn, Jess, it's not, but it's honest. Well, you know what, Jess? I hope I don't have a bad day and you have to sit there and try to comfort me. Because I think Jess would be like, yeah, I'm actually having a really bad day, Jess. Yeah, but you do suck as a person. Darby! Just as his wife is in front of him saying it's a mistake and he's over there touching on his dead mom's blood like he knew her for years. Yeah, but that's still his mom, though. Ron says, Albert, if you try and defend Sinirachos, they will slap you. Also, remember, a fan told her that they will slap her because she is with Sonny's character. Oh, wow. No, Ron, I'm a very intimidating person. So, Jess says I wouldn't say that. No, Jess, you'll be much more creative. You wouldn't say that. That's too lame. You're much more creative than that. Francis says, I agree totally. Sheila's daughter is going to go after Steffy. She is coming to LA soon. I think her name is Diana. Yes. Yes, that's what they're saying, Francis. I'm like I said, I haven't seen this chick, so I'm very. Also, they're having a new character. Francis, do you understand how much of a breath of fresh air when they actually have a new character? Yes, I'm here for it. Ariana said that's a bit much, and just said, "Damn, that's wild." What's wild? I mean, like what you would say? Oh, like I said, you'd be much more creative. But yeah, Francis, the fact that that's the thing about B&B. B&B could be repetitive at times if they actually bring in a new cat. Like when they bring in Luna, I was like, whoa, you actually spring for a budget to sit there and get a new character on the show. Yeah, I'm definitely here for that. I'm definitely here for that. Ron says, Albert, what's your take on people still wanting Thomas being with Diane? It's gross, Ron. I would sit there and say it's gross, Ron, and they need therapy. Darby says, I wonder who would show up at Sheila's funeral. Maybe Lauren, and maybe all her kids to say goodbye and get rid. God damn. And that's true, Crystal. Some fans do need to get a life. That is actually very true. Because people are nuts. People are nuts. And the thing is, they make other fans actually look really bad. Um, mhm. I know, Ron. That's why I got the name from you. Eagle fan was good. Albert Michael did not learn his lesson today. Stop going behind somebody's back and fixing your own family. And fix your own family. Yes, that's exactly what Carly was saying. Because Carly drops knowledge. But see, the thing is, Carly would drop knowledge, but when the fans don't like what Carly has to, when Carly fans don't like what Carly have to sit there and say, then it's something different. Like when Carly was sitting there telling Josh, you need to be grateful that Dex was working for Sonny, otherwise he would have been dead. But the so-called Carly fans didn't want to sit there and listen to that logic because it was pretty much kind of asserting that Josh is an idiot. Yeah, Josh is an idiot, and Danny's vaping. I just want to point out that Danny's vaping. Mm. I mean, to be fair, Ron, it is a little weird that Thomas and Hope are together and they share just as What part of the part where Danny is vaping, or what I said about Josh? Need a little more info on that. Just says, I hope Jake doesn't snitch on him. That would be lame. Hey, he said like he said he said he wasn't. He just didn't want him doing it. So I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that kind of would be lame. Also, Dave, I'm doing good. How are you doing tonight? Hope you had a good day. Eagle fan says anytime Josh or Drew is not in an episode, I consider it a good episode. That's how bad both are. That's how bad both characters are. Just said Danny is acting like a regular teenager. Sam is doing too much. See, that's the thing, Jess. I said the same thing. Actually, tell you the truth, I was like, Sam, you did way worse than what Danny's doing right now. Like, what are you talking about? Okay, he went out drinking. Yes, it's bad. He's a teenager. He shouldn't be doing that. But well, what was you doing at that age? It's so funny because I said the same thing, and people were just like, "Well, Albert, you don't get it because as a mother, da 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 da." I'm just sitting there reading like, okay, yep, that. Thank you, Jess. How about? Thank you, Jess. That's what I said. I know Eagle Fang Monday. Thank you. Yes, Eagle Fang said they're treating vaping like it's yeah. I'm like, yo, bro, a lot of things ain't for you, but and granted, he's not of age to actually be doing that, so I understand that part. But like you can calm down. And that's the thing, Sam said that she felt like a hypocrite because she lied to Danny. And I'm like, well, yeah, you did do that stuff. Just says, and actually finally got some sense and realized she was wrong about Spinelli. Yeah, when she compared him to Peter August, I was like, boy, you doing too much. Like, what are you talking about? Eagle Fan says, chat, if you had to pick the lesser evil you want your teenage kids doing, what would it be? Vaping or drinking? Like it's no brainer. And Cherry Ice Cream says vaping. Hmm. I'm gonna leave that up for a minute. I want to see what people are gonna say. I'm very, very curious what people are gonna say. I didn't actually think they were gonna get the same actor that played Jake. Even for instance, like we can't control what our kids do, but we can control their living sports or if they do hardcore bad stuff. Living spots of they do bad stuff. And Catley says vaping. Just as I don't care if my kid does either, just don't want them drinking and driving. Exactly. Because at that point, I mean, not that the others are really that great, but like that's really, you know what I'm saying? Like the drinking, driving, that's on a totally other level. Kimberly, how are you doing tonight? I hope you had a good day. Ron says Albert Lonnie is back and was hoping to see Jerry just try to make moves on Lonnie. Oh my God, Ron, you're too much. You're too much, Ron. Lobby says I'm not even sure exactly what vaping is, but I guess it's not as bad as drinking. Eagle fan says Steffi's acting like a victim yet again. I had to fast forward all her purse today. Yes, Eagle Fang, because she started it. Steffi should face prison time, even though what she did is self-defense. She was way out of control and provoked Sheila. Okay. Yeah, she is literally sniffing, acting like a victim. And this is the second time. And when she confronted Sheila in a dark alley, yeah, let's confront a sociopath in a dark alley. Just as I mean, Steffi is kind of, oh yeah, goddamn Scorpion. What am I gonna do with you, Jess? Eagle fan says no, she's not. I mean, she did play a game of F round and found out. Like she came to Sheila's place and assaulted her. And knowing who Sheila is and just thinking, oh, she's just gonna be fine. This is the second time that she provoked Sheila and then stood there and then played I'm a victim. Ron says, Albert would glad Eli gave Jerry a beat down for trying to hit on Bonnie. I don't think he would actually have to do that, Ron. Um, I think compared to Jerry, Eli is way more intimidating. He wouldn't actually have to sit there and really do that. Eagle fan says victim of being shot. Sure, but what did what she did to Sheila? She's no victim. Hmm. Becky says no, kinda did it. Steffy has always acted like a professional victim. Wink, wink, everyone. What if history repeats itself? Danny is out here acting like AJ, and Jake is going to be the good brother who gets hurt like Jake. Oh, very good theory, wink, wink. I'll be here for it too. I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, in a lot of ways, it's about time that the younger actors start to have some shine and start getting the next generation of characters on this show. I think for a long time the show relied too much on Sonny, Jason, and Carly. As much as I love those characters, so yes. Eagle fan says Ashley and Claire need to change places on Y&R. I could not believe she would just mouth Tucker in front of his new girlfriend like that. Yeah, that was definitely out of pocket. And just says, who is Thomas's parents? Ridge. Ridge is Ridge is Thomas's father, and Taylor, who used to be on the show, is Thomas's mother. But people have said that Brad Bell doesn't like the Taylor character, so he pretty much kind of kicked that. He pretty much kind of kicked the actress off the show. Yes, Taylor is her mother. Is his mother. Yeah, no, generation. They need to bring in the next generation. Just as he's related to Steffi. Yes. Mm-hmm. That's right. They're brother and sister. But here's the thing that's so weird though. So Thomas and Hope are together, but they both share a half brother, which is RJ. RJ is both of their brother. So it's kind of weird. It's like they have different mothers, but they have the same father. Well, well, they have the same father. So it's kind of weird. It's like they share a half brother. Eagle Fan says, if a man did what Ashley did, I bet the female viewers, yes, it will for yes. Let's say, not to really kind of get on that, but Eagle Fan, there's always a double standard with that. There's always a double standard with that. Remember the movie? Yes, yeah, just like that. Weird as hell. Thank you, Jess. Um, like the movie Eagle Fang called Horrible Bosses. Imagine if it was Horrible Bosses, but the genders reverse. It wouldn't be a comedy at that point, would it, Eagle Fang? Wankman says also vaping over alcohol because all it takes is one time for a drunk driver or a blackout to ruin your life. Yes. The problem is, wink, wink, is when people get multiple DUIs. When you get multiple DUIs. And Terry Eskin just has to look. But that's what I'm saying, Eagle Fang. It'd be like horrible bosses, except for the genders are reversed. Wouldn't be a comedy at that point. You think so too, Eagle Fang? A lot of people in the chat were saying that earlier. Lorby says Hope shares a mother with RJ and Thomas shares a father, and yes, it's weird. Yeah, it is definitely weird. Craig says not so much a DUI, but a car crash and killing someone. No, no, I get it. I'm just saying though, it's like when people get multiple of those, you know. Yeah, that's what I said. It's some weird, some weirdness. That's why it's like every time they sit there, they make out and they have love in the afternoon. It's just weird. And of course, they do it like right on Eric's desk. Danny Bear, what's good? Let's everyone say what's up to Danny Bear. Danny Bear is gonna have her second collab with Kyrie's tomorrow. Eagle fan says Tom is acting like he is a noble, normal person, though this Sheila storyline is cringe. Oh, Becky says, be right back. Got a raccoon fight on my porch. Oh, hell no. No, 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 no. That's crazy. Just said, so Hope and Liam divorced because I remember they were, yes, they are divorced. They are divorced, Jess. Now, Eagle fan says, it's why I love Todd Manning so much. He knew he was a scum and he didn't care who knew. We need to get back to that soap. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. Like I grew up watching Like to Live, despite what DC says. I used to love Todd Manning back in the day. Then I grew up and then I realized, like just how much of an impact of what Todd did. And then I was like, yeah, I can't rock with this character anymore. Um, just as, but back to Jay's, that that plan was Sunny and this. I said the same thing, Jazz. I'm like, so y'all just gonna be a bunch of sitting ducks, right? Y'all just gonna, you know, hang out in a warehouse and just hope that people are not just gonna come with guns and just mow them down. Ava is like, oh well, if I be there, I could sit there and salvage this whole thing. Oh yeah, no, Eva Frank, no, no, yeah, of course, no, the actor's great. Yeah, Tracy, it was just one of those things where it's like, I just exactly, it just I mean, just he. Hmm, oh, Harris says, "Oh, I forgot to ask you, Albert. Don't you agree, Trish?" I can tell. I honestly tell you the truth, I really can't tell, Kyrie's. I can't sit there and say one way or the other. Sorry. Honestly, tell you the truth, usually whenever she comes on the screen, I'm not. I'm usually looking at my phone. So, but I will take your assessment though, Kyrie's, since you pay attention to the character more than I do. Kimberly said that's the problem. Days fans have it's time for the next generation. Days not nutrition. The younger casters, 40 and yeah. But here's the flip side, though. Here's the flip side to that, though, Kimberly. Like on GH, they don't respect the vets. At least on Days, they actually do respect the veteran characters. Tracy says, but the actor that plays Todd played him so well. That's why I was disappointed when they gave him other characters that was just no substance. Yes. I had a love-hate relationship with Todd. I had a love I had a love relationship with Todd, but then when I got older and I realized what he did, I was like, oh hell no. This is why with Luke Spencer, I don't understand how people can sit there and say that they like him. I love Laura and Luke together. I'm just like, you love the fact that Laura fell in love with her blankets. Wink Wink says Todd Luke is why how these writers make these blank into favorite characters, but everyone hates Zende online, and that wasn't. Yes. Eagle fan says Esme too. What about Esme? I don't know about the last part, but yes, no. Wink Wink has a very good point, and yeah, yeah, exactly. And people online have. This is why I don't read comments when I go like on Instagram or Twitter and stuff like that, because when it comes to a Zende, they get so out of pocket with the stuff that they do. It's like, are you kidding me? And yes, Danny, Luke was trash. But that's the thing, Danny. People will sit there and say people will sit there and say Luke and Laura is the greatest love story ever. And I'm just like, if that's your definition of love, you need therapy. Eagle fan says, yeah, but Xenia still harassed Luna in the workplace before the current storyline. That's true. That's especially being in a position of power. Yeah, exactly. Eagle fan says, nah, bro, I was talking about Tom Manning, Luke, and Esme crimes. You can't redeem them for what they did in the general public. Well, Esme's crime is a little bit different to some extent. Like it's not on Todd or Luke's level. Kimberly says if someone flirts with you now, it's harassment. Yeah, trust me, I sit there and watch that very demeaning video that they play once a year at my job. Lobby said that is messed up how they treat a Zende. Yes, I've gotten into too many arguments. I've gotten into too many arguments with people over Zende, and like I said, some of these women online are definitely out of pocket. Tracy says that the Luke and Laura love story happened today. Oh yeah, no. Well, Tracy, it wouldn't happen today. It would not happen today. Oh, that will be the end. Wink, wink. Here's the other side of that too. Kim did that. The Drew and Phyllis did it to Danny, but nobody blinks not because the man was the victim. Wank Wank is dropping some facts tonight, and yes, I agree 100% with that. Of course, Wank Wank. That's how it is in society now, right? Now Becky says ethnic crime shouldn't be forgivable, but that is just how messed up our society is. Yeah, that's what I said. If you don't keep that same energy, this is why I have a problem. This is why I have a problem when people will sit there and slut shame. Because me and a woman can sit there and both get the same amount of bodies, but yet the woman will always be sit there and shame for the same thing that I'm doing. We can both get the same amount of bodies, and yet I get praised and she'll get shamed. How does that make sense? Yeah, Kimberly, it is, but yeah, that's still going there because it is Kimberly. Social media could be it is toxic, but well, I still gotta sit there and you know going to sit there and look at my thirst trap. So that's the thing, though. You can go on social media as long as you. So like I know how to avoid stuff. I know how to avoid stuff. I don't go to the comment section. I don't read comments on social media because I know that people are going to be out of pocket. I don't know what that is, Danny. What is that? I know that's sort of some sort of two people's names together, which I've always found pretty dumb. But what is that? Kimberly says Luke and Laura is the greatest super couple ever, and make believe so I can separate life from real life from real life. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Danny Bear. Becky says, I know if a dude did what Esme did, he would probably be in jail and have to pay fines for prostitution. But a nice looking girl, oh, she didn't know what she was doing. That's very true. That's the problem. And that's the problem with me too. Because there's double standards that I can accept, and then there's other double standards that I have problems with. And it makes me just as much of a hypocrite as everyone else. Eagle Fan says if there's one thing I need to stop is reading social media from strangers because 50% of them are on Twitter or bots looking for engagements. That's true. I mean, he'll probably come back at some point, but he's on another show right now. I think he's on some Amazon show, Eagle Fan. Tracy says people make a big deal, pause of bodies, and that's crazy. Yeah, that's why I don't do the whole slut shaming thing. Because I find it so much. Well, one, I find it super offensive to any woman that's in the chat. Um, so I don't understand how other people. I don't personally understand how other people allow that in their chats, in their live streams. Um, but yeah, no, a lot of people don't like them. I think I only liked the storyline when they had to deal with Peter August and the whole chase thing. I think that's probably the only time that I actually really liked them. But like I said, I'll be back on tomorrow at 12 noon. But I'll post in the community tab this way people know. I know it will definitely be after I go to Dunkin' Donuts, even though I still miss Starbucks. Emily says I think social society is ruining Hollywood. I think society is ruining Hollywood. What do you mean by that? Damn. Becky, yep. Yeah, I still do, Becky D. It's one of those things where it's like I gotten used to it, Becky D, and it's like I don't know, it's kind of like a routine. Damn, Eagle fan, you compared them to Hogan's Heroes. I don't think. I think only a fraction of the people actually know who Hogan's Heroes are, Eagle fan. But yeah, Becky did. Well, you know what? Here's the thing, Becky. Hopefully, they get my order right the first time. I'd be so happy if they. Becky says it's not awful. It's nice to have strong hot coffee in the morning. Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. Like I said, it's because it's a routine for me. Emily says, "What the?" Danny says, "I'm on social media less and less. So much negativity, and I'm liking people less and less." Yeah, that's the thing. Social media doesn't work for everyone. I can be on social media, well, 7 days a week because I know it doesn't get to me like it does other people. But some people it does. Some people it does, and it's not good for their mental health. So I get that. You know, I don't look at people like, what do you mean you're not on social media? What do you mean you don't have an Instagram? What do you mean you're not sitting there looking at the thirst traps like me? Like, I get that. Becky says if they get your order correct, yeah. You know, Becky, like, I can say it jokingly, but it is really frustrating when I have to sit there and wait because the order was not done correct. Um, just because of how inconsistent it is. It's like it depends on what barista's there if my drink is going to be good or not. It's like I don't know. When I made that video, even before I tasted it, I knew there was something off. I knew there was something off. And I was already something to prepare myself to be disappointed. Emily says, when watching my shows, I never say that would never happen in real life because it's not. I watched too. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I do feel like sometimes that certain shows could try to be a little bit too preachy because of social justice and yada yada yada. Becky says I only Becky says I only use YouTube. I quit Twitter when Elon brought it. Becky says you can smell it when it's wrong. Yeah, that's true. Also, I don't know. I think also Becky did. It's like I've just gotten used to a point where I know I have to order my drink. It's like I expected my drink to just come out messed up. Amelia says I think social media is ruining Hollywood. Nobody said that. I don't. Okay. Then he says I keep my social media accounts in case I might want to be on social again. I check it out once in a while and regret it. Yeah, like I said, it's not for everyone. You can smell it. Well, like I said, fingers crossed that it comes out good tomorrow because it's just so annoying when it doesn't. Becky says, no, no. Oh, no, you need to find a good barista. Yeah. See, the one, and the thing is, like, I have two Dunkin' Donuts. There's one by my house and there's one by my job. Um, Whenever I go in a certain time, I know the barista, she always makes my drink right. So I'm usually safe. It's the one by my house that I have issues with. That's the problem. Um, and like I said, that's the thing. Not everyone can sit there and be on social media and handle social media because people can be toxic. Um, you say a comment, somebody sits there and insults you for your opinion, right? Sometimes I like to be a dick, right? Okay, most of the times I like to be a dick, but sometimes I like to be a dick. Cherry Skin said, do you have one there? Yes. I do cherry ice cream. I actually have one 2 blocks from my house. I want 2 blocks from my house. Actually, it's pretty much across the street. It's very up and down depending on who's making my drink. Becky says I have certain ones I like to order from when I make it to Starbucks. I tip well, so they all want to make my drink, but they only get one chance to do it right. See, Becky knows the secret how to sit there and get some good drinks. Becky knows the secret how to get some good drinks. Like Y&R, for instance. I will sit there and brag and talk about Audra. She's on that and a bag of chips and everything like that, just to sit there and see if anybody's going to get upset with what I say. I'm good. I'm just talking about the character and just highlighting how amazing that she is. But I always sit there and find 1 or 2 people sitting there saying something out of pocket to me. Not really cherry ice cream. I'm more of a latte guy. I like lattes. Coffee's cool for some people. It's a little bit too strong for me. So I like something a little more sweeter and stuff. So I usually go for a latte. I tried coffee once. Oof. Not only did it taste too strong, but it made me very wired. Wink Wink says social media as well. Seeing people use their kids for content, crying on camera, talking about the 30 times you got cheated on. Yes. Wink wink, like those family vlog channels. Yes. Yes. I agree. Oh, you like your cold drinks. Okay. All right, Danny. Yeah, it could be like 100 degrees. I'll still sit there and I'll still get a hot drink. Hmm, depends. If I'm waking up in the morning, I don't care what temperature it is, I will get a hot drink. But if it's the afternoon, then I might. Nope, 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 no, no. I still get hot drinks. Oh, Danny said I don't like hot drinks. Hmm. I don't know, Danny. I don't know if we can be friends at this point. Yeah, no, cherry ice cream. I love Starbucks. Here's the thing. I love Dunkin' Donuts when he actually makes my drinks correct. When they make my drinks correct, it is good. It is good. I only knock Dunkin' Donuts because they're inconsistent. Starbucks, they usually stick to a very rigid um way of how they make their drinks. Then it says your problem is you're going to Dunkin'. Yes, that is the problem. Exactly the problem. That's exactly why I made my video. Of course, I got called bougie for that, but that's another story. No, you're correct. That's literally the problem. Winkler says people will be drinking coffee in the morning and I'll be chewing on a coffee, a cup of ice. I'm an ice chewer. Hmm. Just says I never had coffee from Dunkin', but I like Starbucks. I mean, just I here's the thing. I heard that Dunkin's coffee is sweeter. It's sweeter than Starbucks. So I think people like the sweetness. If you're more of a sweet person, you may like Dunkin' better. You just may not get consistent service, and that would be the problem. And for some people, it only takes one bad drink to be like, "Yeah, I'm not rocking with this place." So I wouldn't even recommend you go to Dunkin' just to try it because they may have an off day. Then he says Facebook is annoying for that. I'm friends with chicks that always complain about their baby daddies, including my sister. Oh, Yeah, I don't usually go. Well, the only time I'm actually on Facebook if I'm talking to friends, but like just going on it, go on it. No, I used to stream on there because I would stream on all three platforms. So I stream on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So I think that was the other time I would actually go on Facebook when I was actually streaming on there. I may do that again. I also do. I've also have started streaming on Twitch. So, but I don't do soap content on Twitch though. I'm keeping that separate from YouTube. Then he says I'm only on Facebook for a few groups that I rarely have issues with. Yeah, I mean I get it. Like I said, Danny B, I know some people they don't like social media. Um, 'Cause it could be toxic and kind of depressing. Starbucks is my favorite. Yeah, Starbucks is my favorite too. And like I said, I that Dunkin' was consistent because Dunkin' is actually good when they're good, they're good. It's the inconsistency that's the problem. That was my whole issue. So that's why I started going to Starbucks because hell, they didn't even open up one time when I used to actually work super early in the morning. I'm like, y'all supposed to be starting at 5. It's like 5:30, and y'all don't even have anything ready. Like, what are y'all doing? I think I found Starbucks by accident. I was like, well, this is where I'm going to be at now. But on that note, I'm going to sit there and end the stream here. And like I said, I will be streaming tomorrow. Um, God willing, I actually wake up on time, and I get my Dunkin' Donuts. I'll be streaming hopefully at 12. But I will write the time in the I will post it in the community tab so people will know exactly what time I'm actually going to be streaming tomorrow. Becky says that DD would train their people the same as Starbucks. Yes. Well, I'll have to think about that. I would actually have to sit there and really try their drinks back to back. But I definitely do agree that they need to train their people the same. Yes, have a good night, Queen Becky D. Have a good night, Wink Wink. Have a good night, Laura B. Have a good night, Queen Jess. Have a good night, Ronnie Ron. Have a good night, Blackmon. Have a good night, Jonathan. Have a good night, Cherry Ice Cream. Have a good night, Danny Bear. Um, have a good night, Francis, if you're still here. Have a good night, Duan. I'm missing so many people. Have a good night, Cherry Ice Cream. Becky says, I'll look for you in the AM. Thank you. Well, thank you, Becky D. Thank you for coming through tonight. That's right. Have a good night, Lady J. Have a good night, Danny Bear. Have a good night, Cherry Ice Cream. Have a good night, Ronnie Ron. Have a good night. Have a good night, gorgeous cat lady. There were some other words I was going to say. I decided not to. They weren't bad. They just kind of felt like they might have been inappropriate. Um, but yes. Have a good night, Duan. Anyone that I miss, have a good night. Laters.